Asta is not going to just be the Wizard King, guys. Asta will be king. Yeah, I said it. I don't think Asta will be just the Wizard King, but he may just become the overall king of the Clover Kingdom, and possibly not even the king of just the Clover Kingdom, but the king that unites Spade, Clover, Hearts, and Diamond under one banner to end all possible future conflicts between the kingdoms, using the same logic of Licht and Lumiere to create a super nation that can change society forever. If you guys do end up enjoying this video, please do leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, as well as to turn notifications to be notified every time I upload. But with that being said, we do need to get into the sponsorship for this video. So before we move into this video, just to let you know that this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, and if you're a big fan of mobile gaming, this is the game for you. It's available now, and if you love the greatest price in the world, this is completely free on iOS and Android. It's a turn-based RPG with a fleshed-out storyline, voice acting, and really good graphics. I mean, I don't think I've seen a mobile game like this with great graphics. This is just a game that you're going to be looking for any turn-based RPG. Raid is also adding mini champions every single month, which constantly keeping the game fresh over and over again. As collectibles, upgradable characters, loot, you can get all this just by learning how to play. PvP battles, and this game's getting really big really fast, so you should jump in as fast as you can and get ahead of the game, get ahead of everybody else. This game is insanely popular, with nearly 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. Just think about the gravity of that number, boys. So as you can tell, this game is growing super fast, but check out this cool roadmap they have planned out. They actually have huge plans for updates in the game for over the next 6 months. So there's going to be a lot of content for you to enjoy. Not really any time to get bored. There's going to be a new faction, a tag team arena feature, and even a new clan boss. You're going to be able to fight with your clan mates. In the game, you can find me under the name Broku72. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the special links, and you'll get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program to start your journey. And just want to say thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video. It's very much appreciated. But with that being said, let's just delve into this video. So yeah, guys, just back to another Black Clover theory, and yeah, again, involving some bits of Norse mythologies and Norse sagas. And if you see the statue in the thumbnail, this is a statue of Sverdifell, which is a statue in Norway, and it's a statue of 3 giant swords. It's a commemorative monument, and it's located in the city of Stavanger. So basically, one of my followers, C4D3, actually DM'd me this to, say it was a pretty cool thing that, made him think of Asta. And, when you do look into it, you can draw a lot of ties from this statue and kind of compare it to Asta in a way. So it's pretty interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Tabata took some inspiration from this. I mean, I've already showed other stories from the Norse myths that, it's just too coincidental for Tabata to not have taken inspiration from those stories. This one's not nearly as coincidental as those Valkyrie stories that I've made theories on before, but still, this is just pretty interesting to talk about. And so, basically, these statues were created in commemoration of King Harald Finehair, which was a king, basically he was a Viking king, the first king that united all of Norway under one banner. And he did all of this to impress a woman so that he could get with her. Huh, somebody becoming a king so he can impress a woman. Huh. Now, of course, becoming a king to impress a woman, that's kind of a common story in a lot of mythology, and especially medieval tales, but when you also apply these 3 giant dark swords that just make you think of Asta's Demon Slayer, Destroyer, and Annihilator swords, it really kind of makes you want to put 2 and 2 together. And based on, what Asta does, who he is, and just what his character just truly is, it really just makes sense here. No, Asta is a Scandinavian name. Scandinavian, which if you don't know, is the countries of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. If you're any of those 3 countries, you're Scandinavian, and that is just a male version of the female name Astrid, or Astrid, however you pronounce it. I'm not great at pronouncing it, but So Asta's already a Scandinavian name. He's already got some Scandinavian traits. He has white or light hair. He also has light colored eyes, and he's bigger, like he's buff. The only thing I guess he wouldn't have is he's kind of short, but he's only 16. Maybe he will hit a growth spurt despite Tabata not saying so. And, I mean, some people will be short even in tall societies. But either way, he's already got those Scandinavian ties. Tie in these 3 swords, which are a monument in Scandinavia. Tie in the fact that this is for King Harald, who reunited all of Norway just to impress a girl and win her over, which is what Asta's trying to do. One of the reasons why he does want to become Wizard King is he wants to actually get Sister Lily. Now, it's not one of his main reasons. It's kind of like he wants to be Wizard King, and he does think that, you know, he wants to be Wizard King because he wants to show people that commoners can be strong. He wants to show people that there should be no discrimination. But he's also like, oh, if I become the Wizard King, this will also prove to Sister Lily that, you know, she'll want to be with me. And we also know Asta for having 3 swords. The Demon Destroyer, the Demon Annihilator, and the Demon Slayer swords. And what we do know is that in this statue, the first sword, which is the biggest sword, is described as King Harald's sword. The other were swords he acquired through his tales when he was defeating other people and finding swords, which is kind of what Asta did. He found the Demon Dweller sword, which is smaller than the Demon Slayer, and then he found the Demon Annihilator sword when he fought Licht and basically either accidentally stole it from him or Licht just kind of let him have it. Licht is a chieftain, so Asta got that from was somewhat equivalent of a king, just like King Harald. Harald's main sword is his biggest sword. As we know, Asta's main sword is his Demon Slayer sword. That's what he's basically had all this time. That's his main sword, the one he's basically best at using. So it's another tie and connection into the King Harald Finehair story and the sagas. Now, of course, this isn't completely sound. There is more foreshadowing to Asta to actually get more swords in the future, as when it showed the flashback of Licht holding the Demon Slayer and the Demon Dweller, there was multiple swords impaled into the ground behind him. So there could be more, which kind of does, I guess, take away from this, but then again, we might not ever see those swords. Asta still hasn't mastered any of them, especially the Demon Dweller, so the fact though that we're now in the second part could mean that he still might just take the entire rest of the story to master just these 3 swords. What I think is going to happen though is Asta might very well become the Wizard King and realize that it's not enough. He's just a military general. He isn't the king. He doesn't have that much power. The only time when a Wizard King has more power than the king is when it's a time of war. And I'm sure it's not even really that big of a deal. But the thing that Asta wants to do is he can't mandate equality. He can't mandate discrimination as the Wizard King. He would need to be the king to do that. So I think that what is going to happen in the story is he will become the Wizard King. He's going to realize that it's potentially just not enough for him, and he might need to become the actual king. And how is that going to happen? Because the king needs to be royalty, right? Maybe the current king will change the law so that anybody can become the king. Maybe the king will become democratically elected. Because if the king changes the rule so that the king can be democratically elected, then the actual king can be Asta at some point. Because the king seemingly has the overall authority in the kingdom. I was actually just watching this movie the other night with one of my friends. Some stupid chick flick movie, a Christmas princess movie where in the bylaws of the kingdom, the heir to the king had to be his blood. But the king changed the rules so the heir could be an adoptive son despite having no blood. Same thing could happen here. They can make it so that the king could choose the next king. They can make it so the king could be democratically elected. Things can change. I mean, things already changed because they didn't even used to have a Wizard King. But that is something that could happen. And also, I don't think he's just going to become the king of the Clover Kingdom. He might need to become the king of all the kingdoms in the continent. He might need to unite the Heart, Clover, Diamond, and Spade kingdoms. Maybe even the Seabed Temple, the Witch's Forest, those kingdoms or those countries within the neutral zone. What I think it might happen is Asta becomes the Wizard King, then he becomes the king, reunites the Common, Royal, and Forsaken realms, and then, when he realizes that's not enough, he might unite the Heart, Diamond, Clover, and Spade. And I think it's going to be kind of following the logic of Licht and Lumiere. They wanted to combine the magic power of the elves with the magic technology of the humans to create an advanced society both technologically and morally. They'd become a superpower. Elves with human technology. Human with elven mana. And also, the humans would be equalized. They were going to use Lumiere's magic device to take magic from the magic stones and gift that to the commoners and peasants, so that basically, at least closely enough, all humans in the Clover Kingdom would have relative levels of mana or magic power to even things out. So, that elven-human alliance would have been absolutely powerful. Now imagine a Clover, Spade, Heart, and Diamond Kingdom alliance. You have the varying magic types of the Clover Kingdom. You have the natural mana and absolute control of mana of the Heart Kingdom. Combine that with the science and the technology of the Diamond Kingdom, and combine that with, well, what we don't exactly know yet in the Spade Kingdom. Yeah, they seem to be maybe using devils, but if this ends and the Spade does become a part of this unified kingdom, well, are they going to keep using devils? Or what? So whatever maybe the Spade does besides using devils, that will be brought in to the actual overall kingdom. And maybe devils are not all bad. I mean, the anti-magic devil doesn't seem to be that evil. We don't know for sure yet, but it might be that there are devils. Maybe devils are kind of like humans. They are super powerful, but some are evil, some are good, some are neutral. Some just vary on the scale of that good, and maybe they use powers of good devils too. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Asta's going to maybe kind of take the role of what Licht and Lumiere did, trying to unite the Elven tribe with the Clover Kingdom to create a better world for the both of them, because that was a mutual pact. Basically, neither would go to war with each other, because even though the elves were far more powerful than the humans had better magic technology and outnumbered them vastly. And not only, if you look at it from the human side, they did outnumber them and did have more technology, but the elves were drastically more powerful. Also, they would both help each other. The humans would have a more equalized magic amount. The elves would be able to use magic technology. So it was a great mutual pact. This will be the same thing with all these kingdoms. With this, there's going to be less of a cause for war. Sure, civil wars could pop up, especially in the early years of the reunification, because they'd still be kind of tribalized. But after years and years where they kind of disperse a bit more and more, the lines will be a bit more gray. But what's going to happen is you're going to have a mutual benefit here. Basically, when you have this mutual combination, this unification of the kingdoms, less likely for war to happen because they will be unified. Because what will likely happen is, let's say if the Diamond tries to secede from this unification, it would be basically 3 kingdoms versus 1. Also, it's a mutual thing. The Clover will benefit from the nature's mana of the Heart, the technology of the Diamond, and whatever the Spade does. Same with the Diamond. The Diamond will benefit from the magic types of the Clover, the natural mana of the Heart, and whatever the Spade does. So it's a huge mutual benefit. By the end of this, whatever continent or kingdom this will overall be called, if they're all ever unified, it's going to be an extremely powerful entity. Continent, nation, whatever. And maybe this will expand to later in Black Clover, where there's going to be other continents or other countries maybe they'll have to go to war with. Maybe Asta will finally achieve his goal. He'll become Wizard King. He'll become king. He'll unify all different sects of society. He'll then unify the kingdoms. But maybe another continent, another supercontinent, will try and take them under their belt. Maybe the gods will try and come into play. But anyways, that's just my kind of theory for Black Clover. Tying in Asta, the king, herald, fine hair of Norse sagas and myths. There were some ties there. Of course, some are a bit kind of stretchy. But just seeing this image sent to me by one of my great followers just really wanted me to make this video and look into it a bit more. But anyways, guys, that's really it for the video. Don't forget to check out the links in the description and the comment to check out Raid Shadow Legends. Would be very much appreciated. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notifications. Plus...